When it comes to crops, conserving genetic diversity is important to ensure our food supply remains steady. As V. Cooper explains, it's one of the reasons the Royal BC Museum collects and stores the seeds of plants growing throughout the province.
Our global food supply depends on something like 15 to 20 different species of plants, all domesticated by early cultivators thousands of years ago. So every plant's important, every cultivar is important.
Including the Zucca melon, a type of bottle gourd originally from Africa.
It definitely came from Africa to Italy, and then there's some story that says it was growing on the slopes of Mount Etna in Italy.
Marr then searched this book on Italian plants, hoping to find a picture of the Zucca melon.
They don't have the Zucca melon per se, but Zucca is a word that is used to describe both bottle gourd and pumpkin in the Italian language. These stood up on end in the fields.
With its strong exterior skin, various types of bottle gourds have been useful throughout history.
I saw it used in China to store seeds, as a ladle, as a float for fishermen. You can even store liquids in it.
It's incredibly light.
The flesh of the Zucca melon is very bland, and so
you can add any kind of flavoring, any kind of color. And during World War II, the flesh of this melon was used for candied fruit cake, Christmas cake, a filler in strawberry jam.
When the war ended and the ban on importing candied ingredients was lifted, the Zucca melon's popularity fell. By the mid-50s, there were no seeds of this melon available in BC.
In 1990, Sharon Rempel, who was working at the grist mill and trying to restore some of these old crops, started searching for the seeds of this plant, and she couldn't find any seeds.
The grist mill is a heritage site in BC's interior. Rempel contacted growers across North America.
And nobody had some until finally she found a guy in Illinois who had been growing the plant for 30 years.
This Zucca is from those seeds and part of the museum collection since 2011.
All of our crops are really important to save. They may not have a high yield, but they contain genes for disease resistance or resistance to insects or adaptation to dry soils or to salty soils. Modern plant breeders, by crossing it with other cultivars, can keep maintaining the crop plant genetic diversity.
The Zucca melon is once again being grown at the grist mill in Karamias, and you can order its seeds.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.